Welcome back. Pro-Palestinian groups on college campuses have been demonstrating for the past several weeks over the number of people who have died, Palestinians who have died in the war in Gaza, and calling for an immediate ceasefire and for the United States to end its support for the Israeli government and the Israeli military. On the other hand, there are pro-Israeli groups who've also engaged in their effort to capture the hearts and minds, if you will, of college students. One of those groups is called the Maccabee Task Force, which has sent 30 students to Israel this past week in order for them to see firsthand what has happened and what took place on October the 7th. 3 of those university students join us, as well as an official with the Maccabee Task Force. Thank you to all for joining us. Aiden Bloomstein, you're a student at the University of Southern California. Let me ask you first, what have you seen so far?
We've just seen the horrendous atrocities by Hamas to the Israeli civilians. So we visited kibbutz Kfar Aza, and we saw homes that were burned, the evidence of mutilation of families. It's been absolutely destructive and very, very hard to see.
Listen, I'm sure there are critics who will say that you're being used. What you're seeing does not represent the entire conflict. This is message manipulation.
Listen, Conan, I can only talk about what I see with my own eyes. And today I sat in a room on Mount Herzl and heard from a medic from Zaka about the atrocities that he had to clean up on October 7th. He was driving down from his home to the south and was on a highway and picking up body after body after body. The things that he described to us would be inappropriate to share on TV because of how graphic and gory his stories and testaments were. I visited a kibbutz that was completely burned and desecrated. There were bullet holes riddled throughout the entire kibbutz. And so the critics can say what they want. What I've seen is what I've seen, and it's my obligation to share that with the world.
Another student on the trip is Shaunie Mana from the University of California at San Diego. What was the most emotional part of the trip thus far?
For me, it was visiting the site of the Nova Festival. There's currently a memorial on one of the fields with faces of each festival goer that was killed, 364 to be exact. And then I was walking around the field with all the faces around me, and then I saw a group of Jewish men singing religious songs. That just pulled at my heartstrings. It showed how even through the atrocities that the Jewish people will continue. They will continue to flourish and continue the traditions. And you hear Israelis talking about the atrocities, everything that's has happened and has continued to happen. And every sentence they end with Am Yisrael Chai, the nation of Israel will live. And that just shows the immense hope the Israeli people have in their hearts, and that's the only thing that they can continue to hold on to.
Another student on the trip is Yolene Dema. She's with Florida Atlantic University. What made you want to go on this trip?
Honestly, for educational purposes. For educational purposes, I want to build myself up as a credible witness so I can go on and show people, tell people what I've witnessed. Because right now, Israel is being seen as a liar. They're being told that what they've experienced, Israelis are being told that what they've experienced isn't true. And I'm here to tell the world that it is true. It is so sad to see that even with pictures being shown around, it's so sad to see that even with Israelis showing their personal testimonies, they're not being believed. And as someone who is non-Jewish and non-Israeli and with no personal connection to Israel, I want to be that non-biased partner that gives you guys the facts and the evidence so that people can finally see the truth.
Also with us is Benjamin Sweetwood. He is with the Maccabee Task Force, which from what I understand started in 2015 as a pushback to the BDS campaign, that is boycott, divestiture, sanctions against Israel, the anti-Israeli movement on college campuses. What was the purpose of this trip?
So we wanted to make sure that the Israeli people see that in these times when in the media all you see is hostility towards Jews in the campus space, false narratives, pernicious narratives about Israel being spread and percolated across campus. We believe that Israelis are seeing that, and we want them to see that actually, there are people in America who care. There are students who care.
Yolene Dema of Florida Atlantic University, Shaunie Mana of UC San Diego, Aiden Bloomstein of USC, and the organizer from Maccabee Task Force is Benjamin Sweetwood. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us, and be safe. Up next, it's a big month for one of the most prestigious institutions of science and learning in Southern California, the California Science Center. We talk with President Jeff Rudolph when we return.